Trust me. Meredith Lawrence, how are you, darling?
I'm great, thank you.
And I am only half kidding about that self-defense tool because this is a pretty heavy-duty tool.
Well, you know, here's the thing. This looks like your traditional meat tenderizer, but there's something special going on here, and that I can actually take the top off and invert it and screw that back on. And now I have 3 tools in one. Of course, it doesn't stay this way because then it does look like a weapon, but now I can turn it back inside the store easily and safely.
So the spikes for tenderizing.
I've got piercing here for piercing and marinating, getting marinades and dry rubs in there. I've got the meat tenderizer if you're going to do chicken fried steak or something, you want to get that meat tender like that, or you want to flatten something, I've got the pounder. So I've got
like
all
chicken,
3.
like chicken cutlets or something.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So
now we have this in 2 colors real quickly, Meredith.
Yeah.
I bet in black and red. Those are the colored handles. But look at this. Meredith is able to use those spikes or blades and create little channels for the marinade and or the spices to travel.
Exactly, David. And you can see how deep this is. So you can see it goes all the way into that steak, all the way through to the bottom. So I'm actually creating those great flavor channels. So if I go ahead and pour a marinade like this soy sesame marinade on there, I know that it's getting into that steak, that it's tenderizing and marinating all at the same time. The same thing I can do with a dry rub. For instance, if I want to do these chicken breasts, I could take a dry rub and I can rub that all over the chicken to begin with, and then take those piercing spikes and pierce that into the chicken. And what that does is it helps force all of that spice rub into the chicken, giving it even more flavor and tenderizing as it goes. So really, really great tool with that spike.
Here's a question for you.
Sure.
Once I've used this on raw meat, how best to clean it?
This is a hand wash item for sure. So we're going to take this right off, just like this, unscrew it. You're going to wash that carefully in the sink, and then you're going to put it back into the
Once it's
hammer.
nice and dry.
Yeah, once it's dry, for
I might
sure.
put that in a coffee cup with a little couple drops of dish soap and run really hot water in it.
You could do that.
That way you could sanitize it, clean it, rinse it, lay it on the counter on a dish towel to dry, and then when it's just dry, put it back in.
Right, and when you do things like that, when you tenderize steaks, when you tenderize chickens, you put spice rubs on them, they are more delicious to eat, right? They break through all of that fibrous stuff in the meat.
That makes it tough.
It makes it tough and makes it a lot more tender. Here's what you're going to use that flat edge for, the flat edge hammer. And David, have you felt this? Did you grab one? Grab one. You see how nicely it's weighted?
Yeah.
That's going to help you, right? When the hammer is weighted properly, it helps you put that force that is needed down
I don't need
onto.
a lot of hand strength for this.
Exactly.
Plus, it's weighted, so it's doing kind of the job for me as I guide it.
Exactly. And doing it between 2 pieces of plastic wrap like this means you're going to get nice flat cutlets every time. So you can do that with chicken. You can even do that with, you know, pieces of pork tenderloin here. If you're going to make flat scallopini of pork, you would really flatten these out. And you can see how in no time I've gone from something that is this thick to something that is nice and thin like that. So easy to do, so perfect, and that's because it's weighted properly. So easy, convenient, easy to clean, easy to store, and look at the difference of what I was able to do in a matter of seconds.
Beautiful.
Because it's weighted properly. Now, you can use that for more than just meats though, right? I always crush my garlic cloves.
Sure.
First of all, it's a great way to get the peel off, but it's also a really great way to add flavor without adding too much garlic. I just put one little garlic clove like this smashed into my food and then remove it before I serve it. Oh yes. Then how about you're making maybe cheesecake and you need a crust and you want to do ginger snaps. You can go ahead and you can crush the ginger snaps like this in a plastic bag and get the fine crumbs you need without maybe hauling out the big food processor.
Take out your aggressions as necessary.
Exactly. It's good therapy. That's what it is. Very, very inexpensive therapy. Or
I have to say.
cracked black peppercorns. This is something that we need a lot in recipes. And
Or a steak au poivre.
right, and you can't always get that when you try to grind. You need to crack it with a mallet like this. Doing it in a plastic bag, of course, means it's not all over your kitchen. Instead, this is fun. Do you want to try?
It is a good, it's good.
Now we have this edge here too, which tenderizes steaks. This creates little packets in the steak. So if you've ever had a chicken fried steak, it always comes from a cube steak, and this is how they do a cube steak. They actually tenderize it with a big machine.
Ever wonder why it has that kind of quilted texture to cube steak?
Exactly.
Because they use a mallet like this one that will beat it into submission.
Yes, but you see, this is an inexpensive piece of meat that has a lot of flavor and just needs a little help to tenderize. So you do that
Because
to both sides.
If you do not get cube steak good and tender, it's chewy and tough to eat.
Exactly.
This is why you want to be able to use a tool like this one. And then bread that bad boy and fry it up and make some white pan gravy
Right.
with pepper. Delicious. Okay, as you smash the walnuts, I have a trivia question for
Oh,
you.
please, yes.
We're making my cauliflower topped shepherd's pie tonight. So your question is this: who said cauliflower is nothing but a cabbage with a college education? Was that Benjamin Franklin, Albert Einstein, Mark Twain, or Andy Warhol?
I'm going Mark Twain.
You would be correct.
Thank you very
According to foodreference.com, Mark Twain believed that cauliflower is nothing but a cabbage with a college education. He was partially correct because cauliflower is a member of the